James writes, hey, Collider crew, I was wondering, with Guardians of the Galaxy Vol.2 opening May 5th, 2017, and Star Wars VIII opening May 26th, 2017, wouldn't Star Wars cannibalize Guardians? Should Guardians move up a week so they are not so close? Thanks, and keep up the great work.
Well, this is the thing, though. Once you get into May now, you're into the hard... I mean, this is the heavy part of the summer movie season, May and June. And then you get a few that'll come out in July, August, whatever. But no, if Star Wars wasn't on that date, something else monstrous would be on that date. When you release in summer, you are going to face big competition. But sometimes the big competition is a blessing because it's bringing more and more people to the Cineplex. And trust me, there's overflow and all this kind of stuff. 3 weeks is actually a pretty good distance. If it was 1 week, scared. 2 weeks, nervous. 3 weeks, there will be some effect. There will be some effect. But like I said, if it's not Star Wars, this is another big movie there. You move Guardians back another week, now you're closer to another big property. There is nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide in the summer. There is nowhere to hide in the summer season anymore. So you're going to be up against something. Is it going to cannibalize it a little bit? Yes. But every other movie out is going to cannibalize it a little bit too. Guardians is going to be able to stand on its own. It's going to do great. Star Wars is going to make huge money. And then people who love Star Wars are going to go see Guardians. And people who love Guardians are going to go see Star Wars. And we're all going to see it 7 times. So I think there will be an effect, absolutely. But it won't be that noticeable. Christian.
Here's the difference with your point, though, is that you're right. There will be another movie there regardless, but it won't necessarily be by the same studio.
That's what I was going to say.
That is going to...
But doesn't that play in the favor of... It's good, like, look,
yes,
if money's
no.
going to be siphoned somewhere, might as well take it and keep it in-house.
So we'll tell the production companies that. And yes and no's also because then you're also, when is your marketing push? I mean, look at the difference of what happened with Ant-Man and Ultron. We weren't seeing any marketing for Ant-Man at all while Ultron was going on.
Right.
You know, so what are they going to be marketing? They're going to be doing a heavy push on episode 8, or they're going to be doing a heavy push on Guardians? Like, what's the studio going to push? Is it going to be multiple? Like, what's the big budget for marketing? Obviously, they're both going to get big marketing pushes, but who's going to get the most? This is why when people, like, I am all for tradition. I love tradition of Star Wars. I host a show called Jedi Council, if you don't know. So I like Star Wars a little bit. But I am actually wishing that they would have had Star Wars take December now. Like, create the new season,
a new
the blockbuster
tradition
season
of December.
In December,
Star
they're
Wars.
doing it with Episode 7. They're doing it with Rogue One. I understand that they're putting it back in May because it's tradition, but I actually think that it's not only going to snip off of Guardians, because it's also takes place. The other thing that I wanted to say was that this is also a space opera.
Yeah,
it's also in outer space, in another space movie. So there's not necessarily going to be another space movie 2 weeks later, no matter what. Even
3.
Well, I'm saying if you got rid of it,
yeah.
like you know what it was going to compete against. So to have it in December, and I also think that's going to I'll be able to make this point even stronger in the end of December to see what the numbers are like and what Star Wars does. Like because I still think December, January, February, no competition. Episode 8. After Episode 7, sequels always do better, right? If the movies are great. So I do think that it's tough because summer seasons in general are piling up on one another. I would rather see Episode 8 in December. But I'm not complaining we're getting it
in all seriousness, too, I like the idea of Star Wars making its annual window in December. Yeah. I do like that. And now, if Episode 7 comes out, let's say it hits 180 or north of 180 opening weekend, then I think you and I in unison are going to be calling out for Disney to just move everything back to December.
You think they would move?
Yes.
Episode 8?
I think if Episode 7, I don't think they believe, and I don't believe right now, I don't think they believe that Star Wars Episode 7 can crack 170, 180, 190, because nothing ever has in that month. If it does, I think they're smart people, Lucas. I think they'll sit back and go, maybe we need to reevaluate this. If we can come close to the $200 million mark, let's own it.
But aren't you taking that away now from the Star Wars fans? Though now that you've told them that you don't have to wait 2 years, you only have to wait a year and a half.
Well, I mean, I don't. Here's the thing, though.
And they're filming now.
Yeah, I know they're filming now, but that movie's what 2017, right?
That was 17.
That one's 2000. It's 2 years away. So it's not like they just pulled a G.I. Joe with The Rock, right? Where it's like 2 months before release, they go, oh, we're pushing it back 47 months, everybody.
right.
So still a pretty good window. Or they do episode 8 in May 2017 and
then
readjust
start the
exactly. Then
digital
after that,
distribution.
put everything back
Right.
to December.
Yeah.
Who knows? What do you think, Clark?
Well, Christian, for two people that hate each other as much as you and I do, we sure do agree on everything when it comes to these release dates. Everything you said is exactly what I think. I do. First of all, in terms of the fact that these are two, they're owned by the same parent company, it's not an accident that their opening dates are there, first of all. And second of all, I was thinking about that too, in terms of the two space operas. When I watched the first Guardians, which I sat next to you, John Campea,
right.
at the premiere of Guardians, when it finished, I was like, it's like it is Star Wars. And so, I do wonder, but I don't think that there's going to be, and I guess this is a bad buzzword, but fatigue. I don't think there's going to be fatigue for these things. I think, obviously Guardians and Star Wars are so different that I don't think the fans are going to go, oh, I already saw a space opera this month, I'm good. But I do think that you're onto something with December. I think it would be really smart for them to stake their claim and not even get into this whole mishigas about the Marvel competition. It's the same. It all goes into the same bank. So either way, I think I think we're going to see. I think one of them might move. That would be my prediction.